8th house energy, your astrology read for the month of August. I hope all is well with everybody. And this is the first time I'm doing the astrology reads. I want to switch it up a bit on this channel, and I separated the actual tarot card readings from the astrology readings. Now, I will be using tarot cards on this channel, but this channel is going to be more heavily based with astrology readings, okay? So the monthly read is going to be an astrology read, no cards. So if it resonates with you or somebody you know, make sure you click that like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. The link to the other channel where I'm doing readings like the gods and the goddesses readings that I do monthly for you guys, that's going to be on the Mini Styles channel. Also on that channel is going to be the Silent Enemies readings and the True Intentions readings. And I got some other things going on that channel as well. So make sure you subscribe to that channel as well. Show some love and support. The link is going to be in the box below the video. The channel is called Mini Styles, right? And you'll see the link down there in the box below to sign up. And make sure you hit the notification bell on that channel. That way you'll know when I post. After I get done with these astrology reads, I'm going to start doing those God and Goddesses readings over there. And I don't want you to miss it, all right? So let's get into your reading, Scorpio. So in your first house, we got the South Node, right? And we know that the South Node energies represent energies that you have already mastered in a past life or in your childhood. And they are energies that you're supposed to use to help you move towards the North Node energies, which are energies that you are new to, right? So with the South Node energies, also what's going on with this eclipse season that we just had not too long ago, you're wrapping up a lot of toxic relationships that you've had over the last 2-3 years. Could be over the last 10-20 years. But you're wrapping these up. So I feel like for a lot of you, those of you who actually did the work and actually cut off these relationships, I feel like you're feeling a lot of peace. I feel like you're feeling maybe a peace or a tranquility that you've not felt before, because you've recognized the karmic cycles that needed to end and you took the opportunity to do it. For those of you who are still struggling and scrapping with cutting off those connections that you know are toxic and karmic, once you do that, you will, you'll be very comfortable. You'll be feeling at peace, right? And so that's what you want. And so that's the benefit of having the South Node in your first house, should you wrap up these karmic cycles. And you're also going to be meeting people who are going to be karmic in nature to you. All right. Keep in mind, as a Scorpio, with your first house, it's all about how you present yourself and how people see you. And just keep in mind, as a Scorpio, you're always going to be attracting people who are wounded. Okay. So as an evolved Scorpio, you understand this and you know this. And so you just need to, take your time and get to know people. Don't jump to conclusions and jump into things too quickly, because as you know, as someone who is a healer and you have healing energies, if you dip into the wrong relationship, it can take you a world of time to get out of it and to heal from it. Okay. So just keep those things in mind. Not much going on in your second house. Everything is okay there. We do have Pluto in your third house. All right. And Pluto's in retrograde. That's your ruling planet. Right. So with Pluto in retrograde here in your third house, this is the house of your ideas, your lifestyle, the way you express yourself, what's going on in your environment and your surroundings. So with Pluto in retrograde there, Pluto's all about power struggles. And when it's in retrograde, it's like, okay, where did the power struggle lie? Why is there a power struggle? Anytime a planet is in retrograde, you want to look at who, what, when, where, how, and why. Because it's a reflective energy on you. So who is putting you in this energy where there's a power struggle? Why is there a power struggle? What is the power struggle about? When did this power struggle occur? Who, what, when, where, and where is it occurring, right? So it's occurring where it comes to your ideas, your views, and the lifestyle that you want to live. So some of you may be changing your environment. You may have changed your environment. You could be considering relocating. Some of you are considering the types of people that you hang around. You may have cut a lot of people off that you used to hang out with, and you're not hanging around these individuals anymore. Some of you are now in an energy of you're looking for like-minded individuals. Okay, you're reflecting back on some of the power struggles in the connections that you've had. For a lot of you, if it's not about friends, it's about siblings. You could be in a position where you're reflecting back on the power struggles and the conflicts that you may have had with siblings and or cousins, because this is in your third house and it's coming out in a very Capricornian way. You being very serious about it, being very stern about it, you setting limits, putting boundaries in place, and not allowing people who are negative in these, if they're a family member like a sibling or a cousin, or people, different lifestyles, with people who have different lifestyles than you or don't agree with your lifestyle. You're putting an end to it. You're not going to deal with these types of people. Now with your fourth house, we got Saturn there in retrograde, and that's coming out in a very Aquarian type of way. Now your fourth house has to deal with your emotions and your feelings, right? Your private emotions and feelings, and how you feel about things. It also has to do with your family, your roots, your heritage. So with Saturn here, Saturn is a planet of restriction. It's a planet of rules, regulations, boundaries. Um, and so when it's in retrograde, like I said, any planet that's in retrograde, you're questioning who, what, when, where, and why, and you're reflecting upon yourself. When a planet is direct, it's an energy that's being brought to you, or you're bringing this energy to someone. But when it's retrograde, it's all about you questioning internally the Saturnian energies that you're dealing with. So it's like, okay, who's restricting you? What's restricting you? When is this restriction happening? Where is it happening? How is it happening? You do the who, what, when, where, why, and how. And and so whatever it is, the result is it's coming out in a very Aquarius-like way. So Aquarius is a very free-spirited energy. It's also a very logical energy. It's also an energy that likes to be free. So for some of you, you are freeing yourself from some of the restrictions that you may have had in reference to your emotions and feelings. Maybe in reference to family, or maybe you're freeing yourself from you could have family members who may not agree with what you believe and how you do things. And so instead of you fighting and grappling with them, you're deciding, for some of you, to just go your own path and do your own thing. That's the Aquarius energy. Some of you are deciding, well, you know what? If, like I said, in your third house, some of you may be having some issues with siblings or cousins or family members, especially with Saturn in retrograde in your fourth house as well. So some of you could just be in an energy where, you know what, I'm going to find my own family. I'm going to find my own spiritual family. I'm going to find people that I'm going to connect with, because the family that I was born into, or the people that I grew up with that I considered family, are karmic in nature, right? So a lot of you are in a position of realizing that and trying to figure out what you should do. Should I cut these people off? Should I not? And some of you have already done that, and now this is about retrospection with all these planets in retrograde. You're looking back at the trials and tribulations that you've been through with these people. You're reassessing the fact that, okay, did I make the right decision? You're looking back on the treatment, the things that you've experienced, and you're standing your ground, is what I'm feeling here. And you're like for some of you, you're like the black sheep in your family environment. But I do also feel like for some of you, you're protecting your emotions and your feelings, because these are people you cared about, all right? And as a result of you caring about these people, you've allowed these people to do you let them get away with basically more than what they should have. And you've had your fair share of it. So this could be family members or people who are close to you like family, but could be roommates, things like that. So let's talk about your fifth house. Your fifth house is the house of, that's where Neptune is. So your fifth house is the house of fun, right? It's the house of your inner child. Or it's the house of children too, the house of children itself. It's the house of quick money. It's the house of situationships, short-term love affairs, situationships, one-night stands, flings, all that type of stuff. Now you got Neptune in retrograde there. So what Neptune is Neptune is an energy of the God-like energy in you. All right. So what some of you are realizing is that you may have been dealing with people who may have been draining your energy. All right, draining the God energy, the God-like energy in you. So this is why I tell you, Scorpio, you need to be very careful who you are intimate with, because as a Scorpio, you attract people who are wounded. So you need to take time to vet these people out, to get to know them, because for some of them, if you are intimate with them, they are going to drain your energy. And with Neptune in retrograde and Pisces, some of you are realizing that, okay? And some of you are realizing that the people that you may have been related to For some family members, like this has been going on. Some of these people have been feeding off your energy since you were a kid, right? And it's not family members, then it's lovers who have been feeding off of your energy, feeding off of that Leo energy in you, which is like that childlike energy, that creative energy that makes you uniquely you. Okay? So with the Neptune energy in retrograde, Neptune is basically who, what, when, where, why, and how are these rose-colored glasses being broken. So for some of you, you could have been in a relationship with someone for a very long time who was just draining your energy, draining your spirit. And it was a relationship that really was just you being a supply to somebody. Okay? Whether it was a marriage, whether it was a situationship, whether it was a one night stand, the sexual connection between you two, because that's what Leo deals with, the sexual energy between you two, was one where this person was feeding off of you, or these people were feeding off of you. And if it wasn't about sex, then your childlike energy, you could have been dealing with someone who was very immature, and you're realizing that this person is very childish and very immature, and I need to let them go, because the Pisces energy, the Neptune energy is all about letting go, but it's all about people who are indecisive too. You could have been in a connection with someone who couldn't decide if they wanted to be with you or not. You may have stuck around to try to figure this out, but this person is somebody who, basically, like I said, they were draining your energy, but yet they didn't want to give you anything in return. So for some of you, you've assessed the situation, you realized what it was, and you let it go, right? For others of you, you're in the process of assessing this situation, knowing that it's not going anywhere, it's not moving forward in any way, it's not doing anything but draining you. You're dealing with someone who's very childish, or they have childhood wounds, and as a result, the relationship is not going to progress. Like I said, a lot of Scorpios attract people who are wounded, okay? Or you could be attracting someone because your inner child is still wounded. And so as a result, you're attracting these people who are draining you of your energy, draining you of your life force. And you got to be careful with that. All right. Now, let's take a look at your sixth house, which is your daily routines, your patterns. So for example, I like to describe the sixth house as, okay, I get up in the morning, I do this. I get in the shower. I make breakfast. I go walk the dog, and then I take the kids to school. Like whatever you do every day is your routines, right? Things you're consciously aware of that you do. Well, you have Jupiter in this house in retrograde, and you have Chiron in retrograde there as well. And it's coming off in an Aries type of way. So I'm going to do a reading for you, for all of the people, for everybody on the channel, specifically for the Jupiter retrograde and Chiron retrograde energy. Because the Chiron and Jupiter energy, they're related. Actually, Chiron, if you look at them as a mythical figures, they're actually related. It's an interesting story. They're half brothers, right? Kronos is their father, Saturn. But at any rate, so you got Jupiter in retrograde in your sixth house, and with Jupiter is all about good luck, good fortune, and it's in your sixth house. With this, your sixth house also deals with your health. So for some of you, you're going to be looking at ways to take better care of your health. Things that weren't working for you before, you're looking at it now and you're assessing it, trying to figure it out. If it's not about your health, it's about some form of being disciplined in some way, shape, or form. It could be about being disciplined about working out. It could be being disciplined about eating. It could be disciplined about, sticking to spiritual routines or spiritual rituals, or any type of ritual routine that's going to help you. It may be difficult for you to stick to this, and this is something that is going to be challenging for you. Because Chiron is an energy of something that you're always going to have an issue with. It's never going to go away. If you understand Chiron, the wounded healer, he was wounded, but he didn't let his wounds stop him from healing others and teaching others. So with Chiron in retrograde, what we're looking at is we're looking at the wounds that we have that are not going anywhere, and we're looking at, okay, how can I turn this into something positive? How can I turn this into something that's going to help me and help others? Why am I experiencing this? And like I said, I'll get into the reading specifically with you guys when I do that reading for you for Jupiter retrograde and Chiron in retrograde. But let's talk about your seventh house. This is the house of all partnerships, like your business partnerships, your marriage partnerships, your friendships, okay? So we got the North Node in Taurus there. We got Uranus there. Uranus is going in retrograde, so I'm going to do a reading for you guys at the end of the month for Uranus in retrograde for all of the signs. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for that. And you also got Mars here. right? So the house of partnerships for Taurus. So when it comes to the North Node here, this is the energy that you're, this is energy that you've not mastered yet, right? This is energy that you are supposed to use your South Node Scorpio energy to help you to navigate through this, because this is energies that you've not mastered before, meaning they're energies that are unfamiliar to you. So you do have to be careful of energies that are unfamiliar to you, because you could have with Uranus there some unexpected surprises show up, right? And since this is in the house of partnerships, this could be unexpected relationships, right? So relationships that come out of the blue. Um, Not even just relationships that you meet people out of the blue, but uncanny relationships where it's like, yo, I would have never thought that this person and I could be friends. I would have never thought that, I went to this job and I connected with this person, and this is somebody that if we had met on the street, we would never connect, we would never be cool. So some of you are going to be meeting people and connecting with people that you normally would not connect with. But I feel like with that Uranus energy, it's all about people who are just like you. They're rebellious in their own nature, rebellious in their own way. And so this is what brings you and this person together, or you and these people together. So these could be in the forms of friendships, business partnerships, work relationships, and intimate partnerships as well. So just keep an eye out for the people that you are around. And you, with Mars there, you and these people may connect very quickly. Like it's like an instant, yo, I like you because you do your own thing. I like you because you stand your ground. I like you because you're unique and you're unapologetic about your uniqueness. So some of you are going to be meeting people with that, or people are going to be admiring you for your uniqueness. Okay, and it may catch some people off guard with that Uranus energy. Like some people may not know what's underneath the hood of you, but once they get to know you, they're gonna like, oh, okay, I didn't know you're a very unique, interesting, different person, right? And so that type of energy is what's gonna be going on with you guys this month. So keep an eye out for the different people that you meet. Go out, socialize, mingle. All right. So Mars is going to be moving into your eighth house, which is where Gemini is on the 20th. So your eighth house has to do with your psyche, right? Why you do the things you do. It also has to do with the relationships that you have with others, and the power struggles that come between, the actual dynamics between you and whoever this person is, whether it's intimate, whether it's friends, whether it's a business partnership. Also has to do with other people's money. So like I said, for some of you, you could be meeting people at work, or you could be developing business relationships and business partnerships with people that you may not have even expected that you may have a business connection with, right? With that Gemini energy in your eighth house, that's an energy of ideas and views and lifestyle choices and expressing yourself. And some of you could be running into people, or um, you could be running into people who may have issues with your views and your ideas about things, or you could be running into people who have issues. You have issues with their views and their ideas of things. That could be the case too. All right. So, like I said, you could be meeting some unique people, but some of them you may get along with, some of them you might not so much. Right? They may just be a little bit, or you could just be too out there for some people. All right. So just keep that in mind too. You might rub somebody the wrong way, or somebody might rub you the wrong way. You know what I mean? They may be a little too weird, or they might find themselves attached to you in a way, and you're like, yo, you're too clingy, back off. You know what I mean? Because somebody could just be fascinated with you and how unique you are, and they slept on you. It's like you see this regular old box, right? A regular old brown box, and you open it up, and it's got the most beautiful, amazing, intricate shit in it that you've ever seen. And they never would have thought that this would have been in this plain old brown box. And so now that they see what's in this plain old brown box, they're obsessed with the with the contents. All right, so that's how people could be seeing you. So you may have to like tell people to chill, back off, because they get too comfortable with you, and then they may just be on some weird shit. So be careful, and don't you get too comfortable with people either, because they may, feel like you're being clingy, but it might not be you. It might just be them. Like I said, you attract people who are wounded. You hear the sirens? That's a warning. Be careful. You can respect people, and people can respect you for your uniqueness and your differences and things like that, but keep your space. All right, keep your space, keep your distance. Don't let these people all in your life and all in your home and You got to be careful with your energy, Scorpio. That's all. Now, you don't got much going on in your ninth house, but in your 10th house, a career, all right, career, professional achievements, your reputation, how you see yourself, how others see you. This is where that famed Leo energy is coming in. So the new moon in Leo and the Lionsgate portal are both going to be on the 8th of August in the house of your career aspirations, your professional achievements, and professional endeavors. All right, and your reputation of who you are. So whatever career endeavors you have, whatever professional achievements you may want to put out there, now is the time to manifest that energy heavy. What's going on with the Lionsgate portal? Well, we know that Ceres is the biggest, brightest star out there. It's 20 times bigger than the sun and 20 times brighter than the sun. But the sun is the biggest, brightest, one of the biggest, brightest stars in our galaxy. But well, Ceres is 20 times thousand brighter and bigger. And the way it's rotating is it comes in a specific alignment with the sun and the earth. And this particular alignment opens up a portal where you're able to tap into higher realms. You're able to tap into your ancestry realm, your higher beings who are looking out for you. You also got to put more protection on yourself as well, because not only are you tapping into these higher beings on a spiritual realm who are positive and who are trying to help you, there's also some that are trying to take you down. So you got to protect your energy, Scorpio. Do whatever you need to do. This could be why you got Jupiter in retrograde in your 6th house, and you got Chiron in retrograde in your 6th house. Your spiritual rituals, you need to keep up with those. Those of you who are spiritual and you dabble in the lab, make sure you put your routines in place where you are doing your spiritual baths on a regular basis. You got your protection in order. You got your, if you use stones and crystals, whatever it is you use to protect yourself while you're doing what you're doing and manifesting and tapping into those realms, make sure you're protected, okay? It's very important for you. But this is positive energy. And Venus is going to be there on the 11th as well in your Leo house. So Venus is all about that money, baby. So it ain't nothing like having Venus in your 10th house, okay? So some of you are going to have some very creative, and Leo is a very unique energy. It's what you do that makes you uniquely you, right? How you stand out from everybody else. So for some of you, career-wise, this is an opportunity for you to manifest whatever it is, your creative juices. If you need some creative ideas or you're looking to do something different, tap into this energy, because what's going to happen is it'll put you in a position where you're able to make it lucrative. All right? So please take advantage of that energy. The Lionsgate portal again starts on the 8th. All right? So start thinking about what it is you want to manifest. Pay attention to your dreams, because your dreams may be telling you what it is that you need to do to put things in place, especially after you manifest, because that's a lot of times where you get your downloads. So definitely pay attention. All right, so let's see what's going on in your 11th house. This is the house of your social life, the house of the internet, for some of you who have internet businesses. You got Mercury here on the 4th. This is your Virgo house. All right, so Mercury is all about how you process things, how you look at things, your understanding of things, communication, right? Logic, right? So this is in the house of your friends. So again, I feel like for some of you, you're going to be running into people who, like I said, they see you, they recognize your uniqueness. You guys may link up because you're quirky, you're different, you're unique, but you need to be very discriminate. You need to discriminate in reference to who you let in and who you don't let in. This is what this Mercury Virgo is in your 11th house. Be very careful who you link up with versus who you don't. Vet these people out. Take time to get to know them. You have a very special, unique energy, Scorpio. You can't just be with anybody. You just can't hang out with anybody. You have to be very, you have to use a lot of discretion when it comes to the people that you connect with in your social life. Now, as far as the internet is concerned, if you have businesses on the internet, or you're connecting on the internet, or you're communicating on the internet, you'll probably be in an energy where you are going to want to communicate. You're probably going to be you may have people who might be criticizing you for what you do. Okay, you may be in an environment where people are being very nitpicky. They have an issue with how you're doing things. They may, you may have people in your comments especially if you're on social media, criticizing you for what you do and how you do things. All right. Or you need to be careful not to be up in people's comments, criticizing them and going ham and, just be cool, right? Be cool. Don't let people get to you. Be careful of that type of energy. Um, damn it. So yeah, so you don't got much going on in your 12th house. So that basically wraps up your reading for the month, your astrology reading. So hopefully you got something out of it. If you did, make sure you click that like button. Feel free to leave a comment about what you got out of it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And don't forget, this is going to be what I'm going to do here on this channel next is I'm going to be doing your Jupiter in retrograde, Chiron in retrograde for all signs. And then I'm going to be doing your Uranus retrograde for all signs as well. On the Mini Styles channel, after I get done with these readings right here, I'm going over to the Mini Styles channel. I'm going to do the God and Goddesses readings. All right, I'm going to do Silent Enemies over there, and I'm also going to do True Intentions over there. So make sure you subscribe to that channel. The link's in the box below the video. If you need a reading, that information's there as well. I love you guys. Thank you for checking out the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Later, Scorp.